What are your top 10 favorite things about your family or your friends? I'm Oatmeal. This is my bowl. I'm Original Oatmeal, Joey Arnold. And in honor of my brother's 32nd birthday, since he was born 1982, February 5th, I want to talk to you about my brother. I want to tell you about my top 10 favorite things about my brother, Richard Skylar Arnold. So, happy birthday, brother, and this is for you, dedicated to you. Here's my top 10 things about my brother. My younger brother. What? I'm not your younger brother. I'm your older brother. Oh, you're not? Oh, that's probably why I look up to you. You know, physically speaking, since you're taller than me and you're older than me. Literally speaking too, since I actually look up to you because you're smarter than me. You're like a stronger, faster, cooler version of myself. Like you're the cooler version of like you're basically like a mini version of like a non-reptilian version of Donatello, the purple dinosaur. Oh no, that's Barney. I mean like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, Donatello, because he's really smart, and also like Billy, you know, Billy the Blue Ranger, Billy the Blue Power Ranger. And you know, since you're taller and you're cooler, I mean, not totally cooler, but like you're smarter, you're more logical. Being logical is sometimes important, even though I don't like it. Sometimes people say to me, "You're always logical. You're always thinking about logical things," and I like my kind of logical kind of thing. But since you're like my younger brother, I mean like my older brother, and since you're taller and since you got married before me, I like to give you this list, and I wrote it down on my blog spot. It's right here. It says right here, Joey Arnold. It says joeyomnia.com. No, .blogspot.com / the date 2014-02 top 10 things about Rick Arnold. And so I just want to read it to you. I hope this is not too boring. First, I want you to see my face so that you know that this is me. This is not some kind of impersonator person trying to impersonate you and lead you astray or something. So here's what it says. What are your top 10 favorite things about your family, your friends? And I'm Oatmeal. This is my bowl in honor of my brother's birthday, since you were born in 1982, February 5th. Here's my top 10 things about my brother, Rick Arnold, my younger brother. No, I'm not your younger brother. Oh, that's probably why I look up to you, since you're older and you're taller, and since you got married before me. Number 10 of my top favorite things about my brother. Number 10, my brother is a guy version of my mother and my younger sister, since they don't wear glasses either. He got married, and he's smart, and he's funny, and he's clever. Number 9. Number 9 says, my brother has had this metal detective and a ham shortwave radio, and where he could like listen to like radio stations from like Japan and like Vietnam or something, and all around the world. And he's a smart person, and he had like smart people things, since he's a smart person. And behind around him made me feel stronger. Oh, must be some kind of typo. I don't like typos. Okay, so I don't understand this. But he would play Jeopardy, and then like if I was hanging out with him, if I was around him, then that would make me smarter, you know. So number 8, like my brother, he likes peanut butter, or at least he did, and he would come home from high school in the afternoons, and he would make microwave sugar peanut butter in a cup, and it would smell really bad to me because I wouldn't get any. My brother would come home from school, and he would make something like he would put some peanut butter in a cup and some sugar, and he would stir it, put it in the microwave, and then it would come out, and I would smell it, and I'd be like, oh, what's that smell? And he would eat it, and I'm like, oh, I want some, and he was like, no, make some of your own, or something, and so it smelled really bad to me because I wouldn't get any. I wouldn't get any. But then later, like maybe a few times he let me get some. He let me have some, and then maybe later I figured out how to make my own. Maybe. I'm not exactly sure. But I don't know. And then like he had a nickname like Ricky Raccoon. Number 7. Number 7. Oh, this one's really long. If it wasn't for my brother, then some of our friends, like Bill Bailey, may eventually get bored with me and like stop hanging out with me because like, you know, I'm just a person who just wants to like make videos and play Power Rangers and stuff, and like it's the same old thing with me sometimes. Like, you know, people would come over and play with me, but I wouldn't be able to talk that well, and I would want to do the same thing over and over, and like be in the land of the universe, no, like the land of make believe, land of my own imagination, and you know, do the same things over and over, like insanity, and you know, something like that, or you know. And then sometimes people wouldn't get me, and people wouldn't understand me, and a lot of times people still don't understand me, but that's okay, right? Right? Stop talking to yourself, okay? But like he was kind of like the yin to my yang, okay? Like my brother was like my sidekick, like he was like Luigi, and Luigi, you know that Luigi's taller, even though he's not older. So like I'm Mario and I'm shorter, and maybe I'm a little fatter, but that's okay because you know I'm shorter. But you know Luigi can jump higher, and like you know I'm like Robin Williams. No, I'm Robin Hood, and then like my brother's like Little John, and that's why like I say, oh, he's my little brother. I mean like he's like Little John because you know Little John is taller and bigger. So it's like, why is he called Little John when he's bigger? So number 7, if it wasn't for my brother, I'd probably have like a lot less friends, and I wouldn't be able to hang out with people because people would get bored with me because sometimes I'm kind of like a boring person, and because you know he's kind of like Donatello, the purple dinosaur, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, and I would get to go along. I would get to go along with the ride you know. And one of the reasons why I wanted to be like Billy the Blue Ranger was because you know my brother is like Billy the Blue Ranger, and Billy's smart just like my brother, and he invents things, and I just, you know, I always aspired to be just like my brother. I wanted to be Billy the Blue Ranger from the Power Rangers series because Billy is like my brother, and I want to be like my brother. At least subconsciously I did, and I didn't really know that, and I wasn't really aware of that until like now. It's like, oh, now I know. Number 6. My brother introduced to me video games, films, and a lot of like other things, you know, to me that I'm starting to like more, and that I started to like more. Some things that I wouldn't really like maybe like a Dick Tracy game, like you know, similar to like Metal Gear Solid games, and other things too, like Jeopardy. Number 5. What does this say? Hold on. Oh, okay. So number 5 says, my brother seemed to be the only one that liked my singing back when others didn't like it. He would ask me to sing the Prince Ali Baba Noir song from Aladdin, and I would be like, Prince Ali bobbing and whining in a barbed wire, no lie down for don't dance la la da. And also from like the other Disney musical Newsies. I'm the king of New York. Holy cow, it's a miracle standing right at me. Suddenly, totally unexpected. Oh, and then later I went to New York. And I was like the king of New York because, you know, after high school I went to a college in New York. But back when I was like 5 or 6 years old, I started singing that song ever since we saw the movie in the big screen in the cinema. And I was obsessed with singing the song, and we got the video in home, you know, what do you call it, home cassette, what do you call it, VHS? It's been a long time since we had VHS. Can't remember what it's called, but like, we would always sing it, and like even my older sister, especially my older sister, would enjoy doing like karaoke to the Newsies. And so it seemed that my brother appreciated my singing a lot more than a lot of other people, and so that kind of helped me become who I am now. So that was number 5. My brother helped me because he encouraged me and he said, keep on singing, encore, encore. And okay, so number 4, my brother would play video games with me and he would spend time with me, and when something was too hard, I could just see if my brother could beat it when he comes home from school. In 1994, for my 9th birthday, my dad bought me Rival Turf, a fighting game for the Super Nintendo. And me and my brother would be able to play the 2-player game mode and get to the end. The game starts like in Washington, Oregon, or maybe like Northern California, and later it ends up like in Brazil, in South America. And then at one point there's like this big boss man, you know, there's a boss battle, and there's like this rock man, like he's big, like he's kind of like Hulk Hogan, but maybe not Hulk Hogan, but he's like made out of rocks, and like when he kicks you, he goes and he slides across the whole entire screen just to kick you, and you have to like literally just like jump out of the way, and then right when he goes to kick you, like a shredder kick across the whole, like the one guy in a Mortal Kombat, the what do you call it, bicycle kick, you know, across the screen. You have to jump over him and then kick him in the back. Kind of like when like Bowser comes at you and he's running at you like an ox. You have to like Jaws. You have to jump out of the way and then like hit them in the back. And like my brother was there, you know, to help me with like, you know, trying to beat a game. You know, you want to beat a game, so it's like, what do? You find your little brother, or you find your older brother, man. I'm Red Dog. And oh yeah, that's another thing I forgot to say. Like, my brother would help me make videos like the Gangster Run starring Red Dog, and the Comp, the detective, which was played by him, and he was trying to get me. I was like a bad person like Dexter, killing people, but not like Dexter, because Dexter was also a protagonist and an antagonist. He was a good guy and a bad guy, but later on I became a good person. But it was really good that I got a lot of support from my brother. Like, maybe not all the time, but when I needed it, or when I needed it the most, I got a lot of support from my brother growing up, which does a lot of wonders for a person, whether they know it or not, and whether they like it or not. Your family and your friends are the closest people to you, and that's something that shouldn't be ignored too quickly. So, like I was saying, Rival Turf, one of my favorite games for the Super Nintendo video game console, was Rival Turf for the Super Nintendo. And number 3, Rick, my brother, would play and talk with me as we grew up. So my brother would spend time with me, and when I was about 10 years old, he asked me to go to 7-Eleven. And I thought to myself, oh man, it's so far away. And he said to me, but if you don't go now, then you may never ever go anywhere, let alone Vietnam. Well, he didn't actually say Vietnam, but let's just say for the story he did. So it would sound so much better if he knew. Like, let alone like New York, Idaho, Quebec, Hawaii, Vietnam, Cambodia, and all around the world. Number 2, in the summer of 1995, my brother inspired me to be a filmmaker. That was about 19 years ago, since now it's 2014 now, and my brother said that our father could someday buy a camcorder. Our father bought a camcorder, and he brought home a camcorder Thursday night, 1996, February 1st. I've been making films ever since. So my desire to make movies comes from me. Ultimately speaking, comes from me. Movies, things on TV, many other things, stories, and how I like to tell stories, and also from my brother as well. So, number one, back, my brother saved my life back in 1988 when I was 3 years old. My mom got hit by a car or like a truck or something, some kind of vehicle, some kind of automobile, and my brother pulled me out of the way. Because like we were going off to see, we went off to see my older sister, because my sister was doing gymnastics, and it was just like a practice, I think. And it was like on one of the weekdays, and I was about 3 years old. It was 1988. This is in Forest Grove, since I was born in 1985, and my brother was born in 1982, and we're, like, I was born in Forest Grove, Oregon, of the United States of America, so my older sister was doing gymnastics, and then we were watching my older sister, and then we were going home, and we were on the bus, and then we get off the bus, and then we go across the street, the Pacific Avenue street, and then, like, a car, like, somehow it was, like, dark, and my mother didn't see the car, and then the car hit her, and then, like, somehow it didn't hit me, and my brother may have, like, pulled me out of the way, or at least I thought he did or something. I have to ask my brother what actually happened, but I always thought that maybe he did. And so that's number one, because, like, you know, if he didn't save my life, then I wouldn't be making this video. So it's like, thank you, my brother. Thank you for saving my life. Thank you for being there. Thank you for eating peanut butter, even though I don't like peanut butter. Thank you for opening my mind to new things, even things that I may not like. At least I didn't like at the time, but it's something that kind of helps me become a better person, kind of thing. So, happy birthday, and just continue to take care of your family, your big, giant, Hispanic, maybe not Hispanic, but, you know, Latino, whatever you want to call it, family. Take care of them, and don't be too nice to them, and don't be too mean to them. And see you next time, when everything is so much brighter and better, maybe. What do you think about that? So I'm Oatmeal, and don't forget to eat some oatmeal. Well, if you do, then it's okay, because you can have some tacos, and I'm sure that you probably like tacos, right? Okay.